was done now. I'm going into university. I got a message from a friend. Guess who have a girlfriend? And instantly I'm like, okay, I know who it is. Like, she's telling me who have a girlfriend, no, whatever. I was like, and my response, mind you, I should be, I'm not upset. I shouldn't be. This relationship ended 2 years ago, technically. So I'm not upset. Like, it's more like, okay, finally he gets a girlfriend. Mind you, I'm still hurt because how many love. I'm lit. But at the same time, I'm not upset with him because I ended it. More like I feel like it's my fault because ever since I ended it, it's like nothing seems to work. And I'm praying and I'm like, God, he's not working. We should get there about the God part because I was like, that time the God wasn't even talking to me that much like that. But God just, I think those times God was like slowly introducing himself the way he introduced me, the way I know him now. But he's more like letting me live in the tainted view of who people think he is and the church view of who and the type of way he moves versus when he's like, okay, this is me now. You ready to talk now? You ready for me now? Are you really ready for me? Anyways, so let's get back to the story now. So we're going into the roller coaster, but before we get in the roller coaster, we established that I got information that he know has a girlfriend. I'm like, cool, good for him. It's about time, because obviously it's not being him. It's about time, right? Did it affected me? I think I remember crying a couple times. Yeah, because I'm like, I'm still in love with them. Yeah. But we didn't really talk. And I think I had a new number by then and something of another. I don't know. But the point is, whatever. So then eventually, I don't remember if he got my number or I got his number. And I said something about roller coaster and I don't like the roller coaster. Something of the other. And so I cussed it. No, it was the time he video call. I think he video called me, and we're just talking. It was nothing like he's trying to say he's missed me or nothing. We're just talking. We just fell back in our good times, just talking for hours. Um, but he triggered back the feelings, and I was just like, "No, you have a girlfriend. I know you have a girlfriend. What we talking to like late in the night on a Friday night? Do you have a girlfriend? Why are you talking to me at this time of the night?" Oops, something broke. Anyways. So eventually, I think I messaged him and said, "Yo, stop with the roller coaster, blah 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 blah." And we barely have a conversation for a while, and then, oh yeah, I remember then. There was like this reading break I had. I went back home, and then there was a friend that was living with us, and that friend is also a mutual friend. I didn't know was like a really really mutual friend, like know each other from similar childhood home. Anyways, then I was in the room when she ended up video calling with him, and he's talking about his girlfriend and everything. I'm in the room and hearing everything, but he doesn't know I'm there. Anyways, so by February, I think, he messaged me now the next year. So it's now 2015 now. Messaged me talking about this and that. I'm like, I know you have a girl or something like that. And he's like, talking about he wants to be with me. Oh yeah, this was, oh yeah, this is like the first time he ever like sent a full on like long thing about wanting to be with me on email. I was like, and I was ready to be like melting, but some part of me didn't want to like fully commit because like just something was a little off still. But like, I was like, it's the first time he sent a whole thing, and he's talking about how me and blah blah blah. I was like, and this is like after his birth. Oh yeah, I know what started it because me and being in love with this dude. So his birthday, every time his birthday come, I at least said happy birthday. So we talk about 2014. I don't remember major, but I did tell him happy birthday, right? So his birthday came around. That's why he sent the thing in February. Oh yes. So February come around now, beginning of February, and I sent him like an email saying happy birthday, just wish you well, blah 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 blah, right? Just that, not trying to do nothing. Like, because I still care and I love her. I said, happy birthday, right? When I sent him dude happy birthday, and a couple weeks later, he sent me this long thing about be love me. I was like, I want to melt, but then something's like, don't you dare. I was like, okay, but I was like, you know what, let me send a little something more. Send a little something more, and he's like, he wants to, I'm like, let me make sure he actually wants this. You know, let me sit properly. By the Wednesday, he's like, yeah, I'm sure. By the Thursday, I'm like, should I lean in now? Like, all right, let me get ready to lean in. By the Friday, he's like, yeah, I don't think I'm back with my girlfriend. I'm like, cool, good for you. Bye. Don't talk to me. It pissed me off. I'm like, bro. Anyway, so then by school's ending now, and I'm just like, okay, I'm recovering. I'm getting healthy. Mind you, I put on a little freshman 10. It wasn't 15 yet. It was a freshman 10. So, mind you, he used to like how I look. He's like, you know, you got a little butt. Mind you, I didn't think I have. But now, other people are like, damn, well, you could not be, huh? I was like, what? Oh, no, I thought taking some pictures. I think that helped triggered, as well as the relationship that was now deteriorating, his messages. So he's now messaging me, like, talking about, like, really now? I'm making him sweat this time. I'm really not. I'm a hot still, you know, but I'm making him sweat. Like, then eventually we came to an agreement where he's like, we are working towards a relationship. And the roller coaster began. Mind you, that's now the summer 2015. Let's try and remember what's happened. There's a lot of things happened that summer. Yeah, now I remember. That summer was intense. I think that's the first time he traveled abroad. And yeah. Hold on, let me double check. Like, I can double check. I can dig some old files. Not really, just like scroll back to old pictures of me and then remember what happened that time. Oh yeah. Okay. Went back. Let's go back to some pictures, old pictures. I tried to dig, but I didn't even dig that hard. Just like scroll back into Google Photos. Google Photos is a great time capsule. Maybe some of those stuff I should delete. Because I'm like, wait, I remember he sent me that food picture. Like, why do I have that still? Yeah. Anyway, like Google Photos. Time capsule. So as I was saying, that summer I had a lot of things. Let me break down how many overall events that happened. They're not going to what happened between us. He went abroad for the first time. I traveled I just had my first summer after finishing first year. Then I went on a humanitarian trip to Belize. My grandfather died, so I went to Jamaica. My family from abroad, my family migrated to Canada, Wales, and lived with us for a while. And they started to live with us, so that summer. And first time got a job eventually. Does that cover the major events? He went abroad. I went to Belize. I went to Jamaica soon after. Came back, and my family migrated. And then I started working. Yes. And that's the end of the summer. So those are major events, right? So let's start again. So April, end of first year, summer started. Or the end of April, summer started. And he's messaged me saying how things are done with whoever and he wants to be with me and we're going to work towards something. So I was like, yay. Bruh, I'm pretty sure I was like that. Mind you, oh yes, another event that happened is I started to delve into sexual things with him. Yeah, that's the summer that happened. Before that, it was more like, you turn me on. Something is up. Point is, for that, nothing major. But that summer, that's when. And here's the thing: I didn't do it because I was like, I always want to do it. It's just because, mind you, I thought he was the perfect guy, Adventist, and blah blah blah. And he said back in the beginning times that he wanted to wait till marriage. So I thought we were on the same page. Eventually, I started learning certain things that his reasoning for wanting to wait is easily solvable. So when he figured out to solve that, why wait? But I want to be God. I see the purpose. I see the benefits. I want to wait. But everything else, I wasn't sure. Like sex, I know I want to wait. Everything else, I wasn't sure. Like, are that supposed to happen or not? And so that summer when he brought it up, because he's like, I want to wait. I thought he's bringing things we can do because, he wants to wait too. He's Adventist. He knows the rules. So I trust him. Know the rules yourself, darling or sir. Read the Bible. Pray. Not even just rules. The limitations, the boundaries God set, not for your harm, for your good. Because God is just like, bro, I'm protecting you from these elbows. I'm protecting you from the heartache. I'm protecting you because it's beautiful. I want you with a husband or a wife in a way that is I'm not telling you not to have sex till you do it with your husband or wife, so it's beautiful. That's it. Not because sex no good, sex good. Okay. So we established what happened that summer. So anyways. So he's like, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, the next reason for indulging is like, I thought from the years before, his future husband, right? And a thought crossed my mind, if he's future husband, I want to be comfortable in the bedroom with him. So if I know I'm going to marry him, I don't know, do I need to be comfortable being naked in front of him? I think so. So that's like something that crossed my mind. I'm like, how do I get there? So we're dealing with stuff that I think was okay. It's making me comfortable to be around him. And these stuff were like sexting, which here's another thing I'm going to teach. I'm going to say the young ladies, because technically most of us tend to date older men. So older men tend to know more. And so they tend to manipulate the younger ones because you're not aware. You don't know what is right or wrong for you to be like, I'm not doing this. And then when they bring this, you're like, okay, I think you know best. Can we trust you? And you think you're on the same page as me. And at the end of the day, even if they don't purposely manipulate, it end up being because they know you don't know. And instead of let's work together to find out, for some of the guys, not saying all, they're just like, yo, I want to do whatever. And they get to do whatever. If you want to wait, here's one thing not to do. And I think this was like, you have gateway drug. This is gateway sex. It's like our gateway sexting that lead to other, yeah. And that is because I always I'm never squirmish about sex. Where oh my goodness, I don't want to talk about sex. Oh my goodness, vagina, no, don't say the word. Ah la 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 la, penis, ew, la 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 la. No, sorry, I'm very animated. So I've never been like that. I've never been like that or be afraid to talk about sex. I want to be open in a relationship where we can talk about what we want to do in the future. Because, it's going to be a normal thing when we married, right? So we end up talking. And what we end up talking is what we plan to do when we get married. So move from, are you somebody who would be interested? My friend, I cannot with her. So we were talking about, I'd be like, yeah, would you be open to this or would you be open to that? And I was like, nah, man, I lie. Sorry. I'm back now. So I'd be like, would you be open? Because it's a good conversation to have. Would you be open to this or that? Things we are either know about, read about, and so on. So that when you're in a marriage, you're not like, I thought we would do this, but we never had the conversation. Or now that you have the conversation, you could be like, okay, I'm not open to this. And if you guys are cool with that, then you're cool with that and move forward. So I was always open to a conversation of what you're open to. I don't think that's a problem. I think it becomes a problem when you're like, we move from, I want to do this in marriage to, yeah, I'm going to do this to you in marriage. Yeah, and then I'll do this to you to marriage. Yeah, and then I'll do this. That's full on 60. Like, we move from, yeah, be open to this. Yeah, we're open to that. At the end of the conversation, you're like, all right, cool. All right, look forward to it. Have a great night. So, so would you do this first? Yeah, and then we'll do this first. Like, oh, and then we'll do this first. Yeah, when we get married, we'll do this. Because I'm pushing, like, okay, when we get married, and he's like, when we get married, and he's like, yeah. When we get married, we'll do this. And when we get married, I'm like, when we get married, right? Like, I just want to make sure we're clear so that we're not in the same room. You think we're going to do this now. But then, and then I'm getting hot and butter, like, oh, yeah, okay. Gateway sex. Like, I learned, and I'm teaching y'all who want to learn. If you don't want to, and that's fine. But you don't wait to marry. Why you don't look at me and be like prude? Do you boo? Do you boo? This is for people who want to wait and they're young and don't know this is. Don't get in that conversation like that. Just be like, yeah, would you be interested in we do certain things? Where are our cutoff points? All right, cool. All right, and the conversation there, and the conversation there. Don't be like, yeah, but what would you do before that? I would do this. Oh, cool. And then I would do this. Yeah, hot butter didn't. Yeah, then we started sending pictures and stuff. And then he's telling me, why don't you? Because I'm doing this. Why don't you? And so I feel like I should. And it was okay. And so I did. Didn't know what I'm doing. Did not feel much pleasure, but I was just like, at least I know there's a opening. Just trying to be free. Bruh, to this day, don't. I'm waiting for marriage to deal with the pleasures of everything. God shows me from the whole, God, wait, husband declared thing has, showed me what to do with a partner. I don't know what to do on my own. So let's leave it there. And I still know nothing then, but we got caught up and we got hot and buttered in the middle of the night. Honestly, I wonder if somebody overheard us. Because I remember one time we were sending pictures and he's like, at first he was like, ooh. And then eventually he's like, you have a lawnmower? You ever consider lawn mowing? And I think that may have triggered somebody giving me a Christmas gift of a razor. I wonder. Like, ever since I wonder if they overheard something. I lost track. I need to get back. Because I was teaching y'all some stuff who wants to learn. If you don't want to learn, that's fine. If you don't want to wait, that's your business. Not mine. But if you do want to wait, I'm teaching y'all some stuff. Because I remember I thought, if I was ever in the same room with this dude, eventually I was like, I could not say I never ever. Because this dude, at one point I was like, you better. And that was before I learned. And after I learned, I was like, okay, we need to stop. And then, we soon get there. So let's focus back. So that summer, a lot of things transpired. I told you the events of what transpired, and one of them major. So by the time he now comes back from this event that he was now giving me video calls exclusive, he's very busy at this. This is business now. This is business work. And first time traveling, he's telling me about everything. When he reached, he's texting me, video call. I'm saying hi to some of the guys. And I know everything. And it was a short weekend, but like I know everything. Then he's like, come back, and he's like, oh, but look what I bought for my mother. I'm like, oh, you bought it for your mom. He loves his mother. And then he's like, you know what I bought? I bought this for my ex's birthday. I'm like, what she had up on your mind? What you buy her birthday? Wait a minute, you remember her birthday, but can't remember mine? It'd be one thing if you can't remember everybody's birthday, then it would be like, okay, I'm not the only one you forgot. So then he's just like, you have a problem. Not that you are the problem or I am not the priority. Whichever. The point is, you can remember somebody's birthday. I was like, oh, I should be a red flag, but I did not red flagged it because I was like, he's still future husband. I'll work with him. So he's like, I was like, and this is when it started to get bad now. Some time's passed. Now he's texting me, telling me how his ex is texting him and they're arguing, and he sent me screenshots, and I'm like, I took it calm at first. I was like, I'm reading it, and things like, wasn't that a good boyfriend? I'm like, what kind of question that you ask? Hello? Why you arguing like that? What kind of question that? And I got pissed, and I got upset, and then I got real pissed. Then I was like, cousin, it was just a problem. And then by the time I went to Belize, which was end of May, June, by the time I went to Belize, now we were like upset in problems, and I just left. I didn't even tell him anything more. I just left. And mind you, Belize is an international country, so I don't have minutes. Sorry. And mean that I don't have minutes, I was like, I'm not gonna email. I could have emailed him and be like, yo, I'm good, hey, whatever. And I posted something about being in the airport before, right? But like I didn't even, and I remember distinctly seeing a payphone one time we're in Belize doing the humanitarian work. I was like, I could pay for a call to him. I was like, no, I think I just need a break. So I took that time to take a break and maybe think about dating somebody else and looking at other people. And I met some guys. I met one, I was like, I wish. And then another, I was like, okay, seemed like a gentleman, but then he did something. Let's be clear. Any slight hint of you could be an abusive person, I do not entertain it. I'm like, And I'm so sad that I went on a date with him eventually, anyways. I remember, let's just short, quick story. Like, I needed to follow I volunteered to help somebody to follow her to buy something, and we couldn't we couldn't walk by ourselves because of women for safety reason. So I was like, which man wants it? And he jumped up quick. Like, he's like jealous and on anybody else, opportunity. Mind you, a lot of the guys already had girlfriends and so on, but anyways. So then while we are now waiting on her to drop off whatever at our hostel room, he's pinching me and saying whatever. I'm like, why are you pinching me? For no reason. He's not using his words. He's just acting like a big baby. Instead of saying words, he's just aggressively like pinching me in his anger. I was like, And ever since then, I was like, no. For you. Anyways, so I know how to like find good people. Anyway, so Belize done know, and I'm back, and I message him. I see his message, and we're talking. Things not right. But I know then my grandfather died, and I know I'm going to go to Jamaica. Things are not as good, but we're kind of like level, and we're talking. And I wasn't sure what's happening, but we're talking. Mind you, we always said we were gonna, and I think this is around the time he ended up saying, and it was during the time we were sending pictures and so on. He's like, I want to marry you. I was like, did we just come out the abrupt? And I'm not sure if I can believe it. I've been seeing future husband all this time in my head and planning, but like some just don't speak right with that. So I never really believed him, and that's the only time he ever said it. And he never even asked me why and about, Mind you, by then he's telling me his insecurities, everything he wants to do, he's telling me. He wants to buy glasses, he's asking my opinion. He wants to buy shoes, he's asking my opinion. every little thing he's asking my opinion on. And I was like the person he asked for everything opinion for. Like, he almost couldn't make a decision without an opinion. It made me wonder, like, maybe that's why well, like, but he had a girl, like, he made a decision to be with that person. He didn't make a decision to be with me. But anyways, so I was like, girl. But anyways, so now I'm in Jamaica for the funeral, and bruh, this story is long. I'm just telling y'all the story because it's like, so you can see the difference. I went there and we're texting and so on, and he's like, I wish I could see you. And I was like, I don't think that's a good idea because I know there's something just off. And I'm like, that's not a good idea. Something switch. Like, I was like, all right, keep going. Then the next, either the same conversation, next conversation. I miss my girl, my ex. I was like, I'm just kind of like, not even ignore him, but like, oh, really? Because I'm like, if you want to be with her, I'll help you be with her, okay? Just leave me the hell alone afterwards, right? And then he's like going hard on this wanna be a girlfriend, but then he's texting me pictures of himself, like, not naked, but like, thirst trap. I'm like, you said you want to be with, and you text me thirst trap. And then afterwards, I'm back in Jamaica. He's like, send me a screenshot of messages with the girlfriend. I was like, okay, do you want to be with her? Let me help you. You need to acknowledge what had transpired between me and you and tell her, blah, 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 ask for forgiveness, blah, 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 blah. Then he sent me a screenshot of what she said, and then, like, and this now affect me hardcore. I'm like, dude, stop sending me, stop asking me help, stop. And then eventually I blocked him or something like that, or unblocked him. I don't remember, but the point is, I said stop, and then he was just like, Yamabella. Anyways, so I was like, stop, and then eventually, whatever. So eventually, we're going into the high key roller coaster where I'm not fully tolerating a lot of things, but because of my heart, I open the door and then shut it back. So then he's gone now. Then I'm like trying to entertain other people, trying to see if maybe I'll start something with somebody else if it's going to go somewhere. Bruh. He then occasionally would video call. And I remember one time I video called, but I'm video calling somebody, he was like, nah, bro, Then he's like messaging me, telling me things that I've always dreamt of and wanted to hear. Like, imagine. You sometimes dream of, beat this guy yet, Still don't meet him yet. You're like, one day after church on Sabbath, we'll just be like, after we eat lunch, and I help clean up and wash dishes together, and we laugh and whatever. I go out on the balcony, get some cool mandible hair in my face, and he just come and hold me. And he's just like, oh, bruh, these are the things that went through my mind some of the time. And I'm like, this will be our future. And I'm holding on to it sometimes. Imagine these are years before. Now I'm just trying to like, maybe I should move on. But like, this dude coming now, texting me, telling me how he wants to hold me and just say, Beyonce, he want me. He love me.